Winning the rat race has always been at conflict with building a strong home. Winning at work and at home has always been a challenge. Today's episode looks at an old soap opera from nearly 50 years ago, Dallas. Who remembers that? If you're not yet in your 40s, you may have to do some research. J.R. Ewing, the main star of Dallas, was a character that you either loved or hated. He was a narcissist, and it got him shot. I will connect the dots in today's episode between J.R., the Tower of Babel, and today's cultural rat race, and what that means for the state of the family, and what we can do to protect our homes and our family culture. I'll be right back. You are listening to the Work Life Eubiosis podcast with your host, Charleston Edwards. If this is your first time here, welcome. My goal is simple: to eradicate burnout and to bring harmony, purpose, and balance to this world, starting with the family. My hope is that this show and the story shared will provide encouragement and ideas that will be valuable to you on your journey to work-life freedom. So let's dive in to today's episode. "45 years ago, the nighttime soap opera Dallas had a captivating cliffhanger in its third season titled A House Divided. J.R. Ewing was shot dead, supposedly. Whoever shot J.R. remained a mystery for months until it was revealed that his sister-in-law / mistress, who was pregnant with his child, was the one who pulled the trigger. The dramatic scene was so iconic and memorable that "Who shot JR" became a catchphrase for years. Like all soap operas, a divided home makes for good TV. So does cheating death. Long-lost cousins, love affairs, and divorce are part of almost every storyline. JR's character epitomized what has plagued mankind since the beginning of time: pride, greed, and lust. JR was a narcissist in business and at home, and it was this that led him to getting shot. JR was at the top of the ladder, and his greed bled into every aspect of his life. It also nearly ended his life. We don't have to travel too far off the screen to find real-life dramas. People are still getting shot at. Homes are still being divided all over this world. The love of money and climbing the ladder continues to compromise our homes. I recently heard someone say that fame, money, and status are like dangerous drugs. All of them are highly addictive once experienced. Our world has been under a curse since the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. So the filth we're seeing in our society should not come by surprise. The difference between today and the past is that real-life dramas, divorce, and promiscuity are being normalized. Homes are no longer sacred places. Family is no longer a core value. Divided homes are now the norm, not the exception. Once upon a time, our homes mattered. Most people worked from home without the internet. Our work was home. Most trades were family-owned and operated. We grew gardens. We cultivated farms. We hunted and gathered. We gathered around the table. We stopped our labor on Sundays to honor God. We gathered on porches and laughed. We played. We cooked slowly. We communed. We spent life together. Our kids worked and learned alongside us. We believed in protecting the family. Home truly was where the heart was. Why am I bringing up ancient times? Well, because no matter how much the world changes, the heart of the home will always matter more. Our current society has made achievement an idol. Making a name for ourselves is the goal in life. We are programmed at an early age to think that our sense of belonging is hinged on how successful we will be. Our works, our deeds, and our achievements mean nothing to the value that we already have. The Tower of Babel in Genesis should be a reminder to not make our quest and achievements an idol. No matter what we do or what we don't do in achievement in our lifetime, we still have enough value, and that is enough. I'm connecting the dots to our work and our homes because in all of our advancements to change the world for the better, we've lost sight of our homes, the place where the change matters the most. And I blame these distractions on the rat race. The rat race and the promise of a comfortable, quality, and good life are today's biggest distractions to a life of deep purpose. The rat race says we must make a name for ourselves just like the Tower of Babel. The rat race tells us to promote ourselves to garner more likes and eyeballs, but ignores the core values of being a good human. We are seeing the wrong type of values being elevated by our culture, playing out in sports, entertainment, government, and media. Fame, money, and power continue to be glorified. If we aren't careful, we can take on the persona of J.R. Ewing, and we saw what happened to him. We need more time. Our kids need more of our time. They need our gazes. They need us to play with them, read to them, cook with them, eat with them, and go on long walks with them, just to name a few. Our marriages also need the same type of commitment. Marriages thrive when two people can partner together to do life together versus two ships passing in the wind at night. Busy seasons can work for a while or for short seasons out of necessity, but the walls will crumble if relational investments aren't made consistently. Without attention and commitment, the house will ultimately divide and JR will be shot. I hope to hammer this point home until I die. March 2020 was a wake-up call for how we spend our lives, how we approach work, education, community, and life. It all changed in March of 2020. Millions found the mythical work-life balance when we were forced home. As painful as it was in the midst of this, the silver lining of the work-life integration helped a lot of us get better with our time and set our life priorities straight. I recently came across a poem in a parenting book called Achieving True Success: How to Build a Character as a Family. Listen to this. We have taller buildings, but shorter tempers. We have more conveniences, but less time. We have more knowledge, but less judgment. We clean up our air, but pollute our souls. We travel to the moon, but not to our neighbors. We have fancier houses, but broken homes. We add years to life, but not life to years. If any of these lines penetrated you to reflect, it could just be a sign that the culture of your home could utilize a makeover. Not an actual physical one, but a cultural restructuring that builds a foundation on the values of every individual's purpose, and that comes together under one family mission. Wow, a family mission sounds amazing, and you're probably wishing that there was a tool that could get everyone in your home on the same page. Well, I'm glad you asked, because there is one, and it's called Who's Home? A strategic planning workbook to protect your family culture from the rat race. This is the foundational product for Own Your 5 to 9. And you can visit ownyour5to9.com or look up Who's Home on Amazon to get your copy. Your home does not have to be falling apart to benefit from this resource. This is a planning tool to organize calendars, create family budgets, improve communications, and to get everyone on a family rhythm that is totally unique and right for your family. This strategic plan all comes together with 10 guided activities, and you can walk away identifying your family's core values, your top goals and dreams, your new boundary lines of what you can say no to and what to say yes to. The most exciting part is that you will create your own family mission statement. Some of us want to be more intentional, but we don't know where to start. Consider whose home your hammer in the tool belt to nail down your intentions. Consider this your insurance policy for the culture and moral fabric of your home. Consider this option as a more affordable investment than marriage counseling or bail money for shooting JR. Who shot JR or whose home is it? Both questions target a fix to a divided home. But you don't have to wait until everything is falling down. Take action today to bring intention, purpose, and meaning to your family. Lastly, take time to reflect on your own motives this week. Call this a simple motivation audit. Here's 5 questions to ask. What is my relationship with time? What is my relationship with work? What's my relationship with achievement? Do any of these relationships above negatively impact the relationships in my home? And lastly, what is the one thing that I can do today to start strengthening the culture of my home? Consider asking your significant other to answer these questions for you. Sometimes it takes another person to give us the mirror of clarity. Thank you for listening to the Work-Life Eubiosis podcast, part of the work-life resources created by Own Your 5 to 9. I hope that you have found encouragement and a few ideas to strengthen your journey to purpose, freedom, and balance. Have you overcome burnout and found a new way of life? Millions around the globe are still at the risk of burnout and losing it all. And your story may be the one that sparks not only a dream, but action. Visit ownyour5to9.com for more information and submit your story. While you're there, join the Work-Life Eubiosis newsletter and receive additional resources weekly right to your inbox. If you enjoy this podcast, take time to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Share it with a friend or loved one. Remember, the most important organization in the world is the family. Let's do our part to strengthen it. Thank you for listening.